Hello, everyone. It's been a true joy just being here with you today. Thank you for welcoming me and my husband, my family here today, just to share more about what God is doing in our community. So, my name is Nicole Thompson Coughlin. I'm the executive director of an organization called One Hope. So, One Hope is working on harnessing the collective power of the churches working together in our community so we can make a difference and an impact all for God's glory. So, I have a video on the screen for you. What it's going to touch on is just who we are, what we're about. So what we did is we approached city, state, and county leadership and said, okay, there's so many churches in this community, so many believers that we can all agree want to make an impact and serve those in need. So what would it be that you have us do? What are the areas of greatest need where we can make an impact? And those areas were food, mentorship, and foster care, which you're going to learn about in this video right here. So thank you.
It's not so much should we do something to help people, it's how can we work together and what areas do we focus on.
So we had a guy come in. He was probably in his early 40s, and I do drywall for a living, so I wear white pants a lot of times, and I just kind of connected with him instantly because he had white pants on, and I knew he was a painter or a drywall finisher. So walked up to him, and I could tell he was a little off. He didn't feel comfortable, and I approached him and asked him what was going on. He didn't really want to talk, so I gave him some space. I gave him a couple minutes. I went and did something else. I came back and I said, so what's really going on? And he started to relay to me that he had gone through a really hard time in his life with work. He didn't have anything to do. He was financially broke, and he was just pretty much destroyed. And he said he didn't really even want to live. And I basically looked at him and told him, you just told me my story. Because there was a time in my life where I was completely destroyed by the economy. I was in a really bad spot. I didn't even want to live. But we got through it. We kept moving forward. You know, we actually did come to a pantry at church one time, and we got some food. And it's not easy all the time for you to do that. You know, some pride gets in the way sometimes. But we talked through it, and he kind of left there, kind of lifted. He left with food. He left with his hopes up. And so that's another story that's just amazing to me, that he was placed in a situation where we could help him.
Every day, over 300,000 people in Wisconsin alone are hungry. That is 1 in 6 children in the state of Wisconsin. And this affects everything. School kids cannot learn if they're hungry, plus the social shaming they receive when they cannot afford school lunches or school breakfast. It just compounds their learning and carries on to adulthood.
The kids need support. They need someone to be looking out for them, and as we all recall, there were times where we were really good friends with our parents, and then that changed over time, and then it came back, and then it changed. And so the constant and the consistent need within our schools is that students need to learn what hope is and have that instilled within them. And if they don't get it from home, they need it to come from somewhere else, or else they really have a tougher time, facing challenges throughout their childhood, all the way through high school and beyond. And so many critical lessons can be learned from those relationships that come in, usually through mentoring.
Children come to an environment where they're loved and cared about after school. The alternative for some of them is they go home by themselves and there is no one to watch out for them and love them and care about them and pour into them. We can address in one environment love, respect, and all of the other factors that'll be so important for children as they grow up.
I think what we've seen in Kenosha County, like many counties in our state, is increase in the number of children in need of foster care. The system has grown over the past couple years, and by that I mean the number of children entering into care. People that have significant addiction issues, coupled with mental health issues, it takes a while for them to get their lives back on track.
And you have to have the firm belief, everyone who touches your life as a person has a lasting influence on you. So if you are in a child's life at really a sad point in their life when things are not going well, and you can be in their life for a year or 18 months, and you can make a difference, that difference will be with that child forever. And they will remember you. And they'll remember the love you gave them and the care you gave them, and you'll make a lasting impact on those children.
One of the things that I love about foster care is that when you get involved in foster care, it not only impacts the life of a child, but it also impacts your community on a greater scale. It impacts statistics like teen pregnancy, high school dropout, human trafficking, homelessness, mental health, and drug addiction. Statistics all decline when you see a community that comes around foster children and embraces them. But we are seeing families step up and surround a community of foster parents and support them and encourage them, and everyone finding their niche, their spot where they can jump in and they can be part of the change that all of us want to see.
Really, the main thing with One Hope is we aren't duplicating any services here. So we're not looking to come in and take the place of or do additional work that's already being done, because there's fantastic work being done in our community. So what we're looking to do is take that and just harness that and get everyone moving in the same direction and with strategy and with certain goals in mind, so we really can see more work be done with the resources that we have.
Together, I think we would all agree that there is nothing that we can't do if we work together. We're very excited about being able to create focus on some of the top unsolved needs in our community, because One Hope really is all about your city, it's your people, and it's your purpose.
Thank you guys. So you heard your city, your people, and your purpose. So I just want to share this with you. So that actually stems out of Daniel 9:17 through 19. So Daniel's crying out to God. He's saying, look, you see what's happening in this city. Act not on my behalf or our behalf, but your behalf, because your city and your people are called by your name. So that's really where we landed with that. The beauty in capital Y is we know it's God's city and God's people and God's purpose is that what we're here to accomplish here. So I just want to share more of the heart of what does that vision look like? What does that end goal look like for the community? So I'm going to share our vision with you, and hopefully it just really stirs in your heart as well. So imagine a city rebuilt, where individual groups that once stood isolated now choose to unite as a community to solve what seemed to be unsolvable. Imagine a group of people who were once in need, now restored to reach their full potential as valued members of our community. This will be accomplished as we feed those who are hungry, mentor the next generation, and care for foster children, the most vulnerable members of society. Imagine a renewed sense of purpose for all to think, work, and plan in terms of benefiting the future generations in committed efforts to break the cycles of hopelessness. This community would flourish as God intended. Thank you, guys. I'm going to be out in the lobby as well. I have this for you, so it just talks a little bit more about ourselves. You can tear off the bottom and give us your contact information so we can stay in touch with you, let you know how you can get involved, and just share in the God's goodness that He's doing in this community. So I look forward to meeting each and every one of you. Thank you.